that. But I want to know a little bit more about who you are, kind of your kind of story as far as getting involved into crypto in the first place. What was the big idea behind XEN Crypto? What drove this whole idea, and kind of like what's its inherent goal? Like what is the purpose for XEN long term? Kind of respond to some of the FUD, some of the things that people are saying right now about XEN, and their personal opinions. For the purpose of our interview, tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of where your history started with just kind of your expertise.
Sure. So I've been in open source for about 30 years, probably more than maybe 35 years. I started with Linux as an open source server solution, and did a lot of work with cryptography, worked on VPNs, firewalls, all kinds of internet-related stuff. I think when the first web server came out, I was one of the first people to write the programming interface for it. So they were called CGIs, or Common Gateway Interface, which we know as Web 2 right now. And Web 2 is kind of like a combination of JavaScript and CGIs together. But back then, there was no PHP. There was no, Perl was just starting, and Perl was a good scripting language. But I was actually writing web binaries in C. So I was writing in C, and I was developing all kinds of interesting things, making the web programmable. And that was 1995. So that's how I first started with open source, because in CSA, so that was the first web server came out, and then there was Apache. And so I was working on the web server side a lot, and then I got into Linux and Linux optimization, security, best practices, all of those things. In 1997, I moved to Silicon Valley, and I worked as a security consultant for companies providing IT services, as well as the data center related stuff. In 99, I met Larry and Sergey at Stanford and joined Google as employee number 21. And my job there was to develop what we know as the cloud. So I was developing the cloud even before the cloud was known as the cloud.
Yeah.
And that was super fun. I quit Google in 05, started imagehack.com, which was a web, it was an image hosting site that became very popular overnight. It had 60 million monthly active users, pretty much within a year or a year and a half. We raised money. We raised $11 million. We raised some money from Index Ventures, from a Switzerland company or Swiss company. And we also raised 10 million from Sequoia. So they were great partners on the journey. So from ImageHack, we spawn into other interesting things, B2B solutions for Nordstrom.com. We were serving images for Pinterest. We were serving images and running images for Twitter for about 2 years. So if you were on Twitter back then, I think it was like 2008 or 9, maybe 10. So that's when, so Twitter did not have images, and we were an interface to provide image services for them. So that was incredible experience.
Right.
In 2011, I got introduced into Bitcoin, and I started mining Bitcoin in my data center. I mined for about 3 years. Got really interested in programmable money when Ethereum came out. And over the years, I just spent a lot of time doing research. So just researching what Solidity is, how it works, EVMs, all of the chains. And I was particularly interested in the new chain developments. So I've been doing some work on the trying to see which chain is probably going to win. And then obviously, I would say August 1st of this year, we made the first commit to start the XEN project, or what we call XEN Crypto. And XEN Crypto was modeled to introduce game theory and game mechanics and tokenomics, obviously, inside of it to mimic Bitcoin as close as possible without major Bitcoin issues.